Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? All the getting it in. Somebody's getting for you. What's good, people? Woo, what's good, people, is a day of another day. Of another day we call Tuesday. Anybody being said, what's good, people? Oh. Let's do our Usawa for this one. Oh. Anyway, what's good, people? I want to talk to you reference to something that I don't believe that a lot of girls or people that are different from the LGBT are very much familiar with, that the brainwashing job that has been done unto you. Hopefully I can kind of let you see a little bit of what's been happening to you, if it ever happened to you. If it never happened to you, then it don't apply to you. Anyway, I want to talk here. I want to make sure I write everything down because I want to make sure I cover everything as far as, you know, what I want to talk about in reference to being brainwashed. Now, see, brainwashing is something that you are being taught to hate you. And the first thing that you are as a child, as a child being born, and your parents notice there's something different about you. Now, see, as a child, you're only being you, the person that God created you to be when He sent you down here to earth, because everyone is born here for a reason. But when you're from the LGBT community, we are taught that we are not from the God, we are basically from hell. Anyway, we as a child growing up, in step one, we have been told that you're going to go to hell because you're gay. And that is the first thing that is instilled into your mind when, you know, as a child growing up. Baby, don't do that because you don't want to go to hell and burn, because you'll be burning forever and you'll never ever stop burning. So that's the first thought you're taught as being a child. Second, as a kid, you go out and stuff, and with that thought of being, being who you are, because sometimes, a lot of times, we don't quite understand what are we doing wrong and make us this bad thing that everybody's telling us that we are. So as a kid growing up, we're told, you know, if you're a girl, you're a fag. If you're a girl, okay, if you're a boy, you're called a fag. If you're a girl, you're a boy, you're a dyke, you're one of them hymns, and, you know, we get the name calling, and most times, a lot of cases, they beat you up. You know, a lot of times you don't understand why is it that people hate you so much for being who you are, and you're trying to figure out this puzzle, like, why do everybody hate you so much? And you cry alone, and you silently cry, because you don't quite understand what you're doing wrong. You know, you're only being what God sent you down here to be, and everybody's teaching you that you're not supposed to be who you are. So that's step two. Step three, they teach you that God hates fags. God hates lesbians. God hates who you are. So that's the third thing that you're being taught, that God hates you. Now, the only thing that you have to understand, God created you, and they tell you that He hates you. So these are the same people that talk about other races. You know, oh, I don't like them. You know, they're from this superior, they're this and this and that. They have problems with other races, but they don't talk about it in front of you because, well, some of them do. If it's within their own race, they talk about the other, the other race, like the white, the Spanish, the Puerto Ricans, and, you know, everybody has the idea of what the other races go through and how greatly they have it, because they really don't know the other race, but in their mind, they know everything, because this is how they do. They judge. And they judge. Yet still, when they're judged, they get upset. Oh, you don't tell me. You know, I'll get up. How dare you try to treat me the way I treat you? They catch an attitude. Now, the fourth step, I've learned that your parents kick you out in the streets, and they rather for you to be with a woman or a man, anything of the opposite sex. They'd rather for you to live the lie and destroy another person's life, making this person feel as though they're in the presence of someone that really loves them. And reality is that they don't. But they're doing what their parents told them to do. So basically they call these people now, aka the beard of someone else who is inside of the person's life that's actually living the fake life within themselves. They're not being authentic to the person that they are supposed to be. They have drove someone else in on their lie, and now they have a wife or a husband, and they're making them live the lie with them. So now, in teens, we work forward together, and basically we're going to destroy each other's life because they're basically living a lie. And this is all because of the one, as a child, two, as a kid, three, you're taught that God hates you, four, you're going to live the lie because you don't want God to hate you. I mean, who wants that? So as an adult, growing up as a child, being into an adult, the parents kick you out on the streets. Now in adulthood, we have been taught that, you know, God hates me and stuff like this. This is where the drugs step in. This is where the suicide starts. And, you know, your testimony now has been to, you can't be who you are because you've been taught that what you're doing is wrong. So, which I just covered, you don't fight for, this is the thing, being trans, you don't fight for a job because you're already told that no one's going to accept you, and you have to learn, and they taught you to hate yourself. You can't be the person that you once was because now you're taught that what you are is bad. And I was watching videos of reference to girls detransitioning and stuff because they have been brainwashed to hate themselves. So now once they decide to become their true selves, they think of what everybody else says. So as soon as something goes wrong, oh, it's because of what I am, oh, it's because of what I am, because you have been brainwashed to hate you. Now, God sent down people within the world we live in, which are white, which are black, Indian, Spanish, Puerto Rican, Haitian, Muslim, Pakistani, and Jamaican, and, you know, so forth, and Chinese, Japanese. We all are brought down here this way. And in some cases, if not many, we make fun of other people's races. But other people's races get mad and they retaliate back on us. As gays and as LGBT, we learn that some of us fight back. Some of us submit. Some of us commit suicide. Some of us just go drug-induced and don't care about themselves anymore. Now, there are few people that are from the LGBT who will not conform and be what other people want them to be, because God made you the strength that no one else can have. And that's the one thing you need to realize. We get thrown out in the streets, we get beat down, we get torn down, we fight back. Because God instilled that strength in you, because He knew that you wasn't going to be challenged in the world that we live in a society. Now, I'm going to give you something to think about. Just my opinion. You don't have to agree if you don't want to. It is your opinion. Now, this is my thing, you know, because people put these preconceived notions in your head. In a lot of cases, it works. Their goal was to destroy you. In a lot of cases, they have. Now, just imagine this. You were sent down here to God, from God, to do these certain things. And there's some people who hate God now because of what everybody has pushed on them. I try to tell people that's not God's work. That's society's work. Why are you blaming God for what society has done to you? But I can't get through to some people. Some people will listen, some will not. Anyway, just imagine if God, just imagine this with me. Just imagine that God sent the doctor here to save lives, create medicine for the poor, to help the people in society, you know, become better within their illness, within their sickness, within a lot of things that are messed up within their life. God sent the doctor to save them. But society said, no, you're not supposed to do that. So He changed the doctor into what they feel as though he needs to do and he needs to be. So now they changed the doctor into what he needs to be, and decide he just go, okay, fine. He'll go work inside of an office, you know, he becomes the CEO of his brand. He'll become very professional within his own work and become very great at it. Now what he does is he go home, he turns the news on, and he watches all these people dying. Now God sent him down to earth to save these people, but society told him that's not what you're supposed to do. So now we're watching death, and we're watching the sicknesses, and we're watching all these things that society has framed this man's mind, or woman, of thinking to do things their way. Now, we're watching all these people, and they're dying in front of our eyes. You know what this society says? Oh, well, he didn't have to listen. He did it because he wanted to do it. They wiped their hands, and what they did, they destroyed the light that God sent down here to earth to be who He sent them to be. But he listened to society, because God sent him the way He wanted him to go. He sent them in the pattern He sent them in the pattern that He wanted him to go. And the thing is that I learned in life is that a lot of times people already sit down here with the deliverance message and the things they were supposed to do, and we have taken and we have reconstructed the whole way they're supposed to go in life. Okay, let me say that again in case you don't understand what I just said. A lot of times we are sent here, you know, I believe in reincarnation. A lot of times we're sent here, we have dreams and places we're supposed to go in life, and people have a way of fixing it differently, stirring the pot. And then now we're doing things the way they wanted us to do, and now we're all on focus and we can't understand, what is it that God wanted me to do? What is it that God wanted me to do? He sent you down what he wanted you to do. You have to look back at the people who changed your direction in life you were heading. You knew where you were heading, but the people around you changed it because they said it wasn't God's way. Now God's way was already his way when he sent you here, but they said it wasn't. And as a child, as a person, as a growing up, you listen. Now, I wanted to make sure I cover everything because sometimes we get, you know, I get caught up in a lot of things, and you know, I try to make sure I cover everything when it comes down to this type of subject, because I was watching how people are detransitioning and stuff, and I feel as though the Lord and they're going back to what other people have told them how bad they are. When things go wrong, a lot of times people say, oh, I guess I'm getting paid back for what I did to so-and-so, or I guess I'm getting it back, or I need to transition back to where I was, because you've been fixed to hate you. You've been brainwashed. And the thing about it is that people's like, well, you know, I don't feel as though God made me this way. If he didn't make you this way, he didn't make black people, he didn't make white people, he didn't make Indians, he didn't make anything. You let other people redirect your gift from God. You let people change you into what they wanted you to be. And if all the time they changing you, those rules don't apply to them. Those are rules for you. Do as they say, not as they do. You know, and the thing about it is that I learned that when it comes to a lot of times, and we shame people and we make people hate themselves. So you know what we do? We get down low people. People who sneak and hide and run and hide because they don't want to be what society tells them they can't be. So that's why the down low people are here. That's why they're sneaking. That's why they're hiding. They can't live in their truth. They have to hide and be someone else to be accepted. Now, they don't realize there's a lot of people like them, but they are so afraid because they want to go to heaven. Because in their mind, that's what society told them. You know, and some of us are strong enough to fight back. Some of us are not. You know, so my whole message to you is I want you to remove all the scars. I want you to start right now, today, fixing and thinking about what they did to you as a child, as a teenager, as an almost adult, as an adult. I want you to think about how they fix you. I want you to think about who got in your head to make you hate you. I want you to think about how their plan worked. Now I want you to think about how you're going to reverse their plan. I want you to think about how you're going to fix you. I want you to go into the hospital. When I say the hospital, I mean I want you to separate yourself from everybody to fix you. It's time to take the bandages off, and it's time to start healing. You know, and I want you to close the door on hate. When I say hate, I want to close the door on hate. I want you to start not hating you anymore. I want you to say that when things go wrong, okay, I'm going to find another way. There's two gods. There's a God of love, and there's a God of hate. The God of love makes you present yourself in the beautiful and let the glow fall through your life, as well as the glow that shines through your face because of love you want to share. God of hate is the one who makes sure that everything you dreamed about, everything you wanted to be, is destroyed. If people are giving you messages to tell you how much you should hate you, learn which God they're talking about. Anyway, that being said, I just want to put this out there as far as the brainwashing job. Think about it. You didn't get there by yourself. Someone helped you there. And remember one thing I always tell you, watch your friends. Everybody in your life is not your friend. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to put that out there to learn the brainwashing job. And have you been brainwashed? Anyway, I want to say, hello my dogs. Meow. I want to say hello my kids. Woof. I want to say hello new people. Boom. I want to say hello old people. Bam. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. What you do to you, I want you to do the best with it you can. And if nobody likes it, fuck them.